Hey guys, Tatiana is here. Do you feel lost sometimes when trying to find the notes on the fretboard? I've got 5 essential tips for you that'll help you to master your bass neck. Stick around because by the end of this video you'll know exactly how to navigate your fretboard. First things first, remember the names of your open strings. For the standard 4-string bass they are E, A, D and G, from the thickest string to the thinnest one. You can use some mnemonics, for example, every angry dog growls, or eat a donut, grandma, or it doesn't have to be a donut, it just has to start with the letter D, and you will memorize them. Now there is a very important rule. You know, we have just 7 dwarfs for Snow White and 7 notes in music, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Between each two of them we have an interval that is called a tone, but the two pairs are closer to each other and they have just a semitone or a half of a tone between them. It's B and C and E and F. I'm not sure if there is any clear explanation of this exact order, but there is not much to memorize. A semitone is the smallest interval between notes in Western music, and on the fretboards it's 1 fret. If we start with the letter A, for example, we can use the open string A for that, we can count up. 2 frets up, or a tone, we have B, 1 fret up, or a semitone, we have C. Now a tone to D, a tone to E, a semitone to F, a tone to G, and a tone to A. So this is A open string, and this is A again on the fret 12. You have 2 dots usually here. Now you can find any clean note on any string, you can just count them up. For example, if I want to find the note E, let's say on the string G, I will count up a tone A, a tone B, a semitone C, a tone to D, a tone to E. Here is my E. Okay, what do we have in between the notes when we have a tone of interval between them? So we have 2 frets, right? This is C, this is D. What's in between? This note can have 2 names at the same time and both of them are correct. You can lift the note C up a semitone and say this is C sharp. Or you can put the note D a semitone down and say this is D flat. And both ways are correct, this is the same note. You can find the notes, but you also need to memorize them so that you don't have to do calculations every time when you need to find the note. And there are more tips on it. So the tip number 1 was learning the open strings, and the tip number 2 is understanding the octave patterns. Octaves are your best friends on the bass. For any note on the low strings, you can find its octave skipping 1 string and 1 fret. For example, you can find G on the 3rd fret of the E string, and this is its octave on the 5th fret of the D string. So you skip a string and a fret from here to here. The same, this is the note C, you skip a string and a fret and you get another C. This is an octave again. The tip number 3 is memorizing the key landmarks. The frets number 5 and number 12 are critical landmarks on the bass. The 5th fret of each string is the same note as the next string open. So if you know that this string is A, here on the fret 5 you will have the same note A. If you know that this string is D when it's open, you can press it here on the fret number 5 and you get the same note. The fret 12 is an octave up from the open string. So for example, this is the string E. Here on the fret 12, usually you have 2 dots here, you get E again. This is an octave. The tip number 4. Don't overwhelm yourself, learn 1 string at a time. Start by memorizing notes on 1 string only, let's say on the string E, for example. You can practice finding the notes G, A, B, and the others on just 1 string. Make sure you are familiar with the notes up to fret 12, because if you are, it means you know how it all works, and if you need to find the names of the notes here, up from the fret 12, you will find them easily. Then you can move to the next string. Now there is an exercise suggestion. Pick a note, let's say the note C, and find it on all 4 strings. On the string E, C will be here, fret 8. On the string A, C will be here, fret 3. On the string D, you can find C here pretty high on the fret 10. And on the string G, C will be on the 5th fret. You can ask someone to challenge you by picking a note for you. You can show them a row of notes, like this one, and they'll help you, and your helpers don't even have to know the notes themselves. Tip number 5. Practice scales and songs. Scales are an excellent way to practice the fretboard. Start with the C major scale. This one doesn't have any sharps or flats, and you can learn these notes in 2 positions. Or starting here from this C. Then you can use the same finger and play in the other major scales, for example, G major, or F major. And you can figure out which notes will have sharps or flats. You can just find the name for them. In the F major scale, if you find the notes for them, you'll figure out that this is F, G, A, this is B flat according to your finger, and you play this note, not the clean B. So you have B flat in this scale. This is C, D, E. They don't have sharps or flats. Now about the songs. If you know any riffs on 1 string only, some people do, you can find out the names of the notes you press. For example, this one. I plug the open E, the G, A, and B flat. And I don't have to play it on 1 string only, I can make it different. You'll eventually find out that it's easier to play when you use more than 1 string for the same riff, and it makes you look and sound much more professional this way. Okay, now we are wrapping up. Have you remembered the 2 pairs of notes which have a semitone of an interval between them? It's B and C, and it's E and F. All the other notes have a tone of interval between them. Now you have these powerful tips to navigate your fretboard like a pro. Comment below what you think of them and which tip you find the most useful. If you like this video, press the like and subscribe for more best tips. Until next time, happy practicing!